Hey guys, how you doing? It's Sile here. We're gonna take a break from the usual bullshit that we do, and we're just gonna rant for a second. Now, you may wonder what the fuck this rant's about. Fucking community, basically. Rage quitters, trolls, and just general online assholery. Now you might be sitting there like, Sile, these are strangers online, why you worried about it? At the end of the day, they don't matter to you. And I dig that. At the end of the day, they don't matter. But, you know, it gets a little ridiculous when, like, every time you go to play the game, you always have to run into these kinds of people. Especially, like, if you've been in my stream, you know my Predator don't get a whole lot of love. You know, I have no qualms standing full screen, mid screen, just fucking cannon blast, cannon blast, cannon blast. And a lot of people do not like that. Also, those were all supposed to be fucking far, but for some reason I wasn't getting that canceled. Anyway, so, you know, it's ridiculous that, you know, people have to be, you know, childish about it. You know, like, I remember there was this one time I was streaming. It was like day 2, day 3 Predator. And some dude comes in like, oh, you fucking suck, you know, all you do is stand full screen, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And, like, there was a couple dudes, like, hopping on that bandwagon. Like, no, stop. Spamming is not a thing anymore. You have got to let it go. Grow up and accept that people will not play to your standards. Like, you have to drop that illusion of grandeur. You know, you cannot be like holier than thou on a fucking video game. I get it. Some things will annoy you. I completely understand. Like, you know, I'm not gonna say I'm a saint. There's some shit that I will absolutely get in a dude's ass about. Like, you know, if you wanna just play like a fucking scrub doing shit you know don't work, but you do it anyway. Punish that shit a million times, they'll still fucking do it. Like, that shit annoys me. I get you.
Oh, you think that's
but at the end of the day, you know, that's about you not overcoming the fucking obstacle. You're the one that, you know, holds that responsibility, not me. Not, you know, the other person you're fighting. No. You have to accept that L. And it sucks, I know. Like, shit makes me so fucking annoyed. But, you know, you have to let it go. And when it gets real bad is when people want to talk like non-stop shit and teabag. Like, I get it, you don't like it, but you don't have to be an asshole about it. And, you know, you can sit there and be like, oh, just have some thicker skin, you know, these people don't bother you. Well, it gets a little grating, you know, when you're playing the game, like, hours and hours upon a time. And these people become the rule, not the exception. Like, I hardly ever get teabagged in a video game, unless it's Call of Duty, you know, just whatever. Like, but, you know, I'm sitting here trying to have fun, and you ruining that fun? Why? For what reason? Because I don't play the game how you fucking play it? Chill. Just fucking chill. And, like, you know, I'll come right out and say it. I get really, really easily pissed off. And, you know, that'll spark another response. Well, why don't you just stay away from the game? Just don't play it online. Because I think it's fun when I'm having fun. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, you know, it's fun to just encounter, like, a whole bunch of top tier bullshit or, you know, like, broken characters, any of that. You know, that's annoying. But what really fucking does it is when people want to teabag. When people want to ruin your experience in the fucking game. When people want to troll. Just because you have anonymity does not mean you should be an asshole. Like, that worries me. Like, if you act that way on a fucking video game, how are you in real life? Like, are you that big of an asshole? Or is it just because, you know, it's a video game, you don't care? You know, we're not there face to face. Do you not care? And it's like, why? Fucking why? Ugh. And, you know, in this video, you will see a couple clips of people just fucking quitting, giving up, or being assholes. And like, what's even more annoying when they want to be an asshole is when they don't want to back their shit up. Right. Like, and you know, this is where I would love NRS to do what Killer Instinct did, and like have it to where you can set to make a fucking, you know, a set, you know, a first to 3 or a first to 5, you know, lock that shit in. And just like, I want that so bad. Because then that would make me like so much less salty when somebody wants to talk shit or teabag. Because then it's just like, alright, I know you're not gonna, you know, take a win and leave. I know you're gonna be right there for the next fucking match. And if you leave, shit, that makes me feel better. And like, you know, I'm not, it doesn't even get me angry that they win. Because, you know, at the end of the day, a loss is a loss. I will take a loss like a man. I do not give a fuck. Like, the only time I will ever get salty is when somebody plays like an asshole, plays like an idiot, or if it's, like, really laggy and, like, they don't want to give me any more matches. Like, yeah, that annoys me. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't teabagged either. Like, I've actually been humbled as far as that goes. Like, I was shown a lesson by a fellow Twitch streamer by the name of Cage Redfield, and that is his Twitch name, just Cage Redfield. If you want to give him a follow, he's a pretty cool guy. He's really good at the game. And like, I was playing his Melina one time with my Lao. Lao is one of my mains. Melina, I assume, not one of his mains. And you know, he was playing like an asshole. You know, a lot of random balls, like a lot of, you know, unsafe balls at strings, and it was really annoying. But I was able to overcome that shit. So, you know, he's streaming as he's doing this, and at the end, you know, I teabag, leave. And, you know, I come into his stream later, I apologize. That was very childish of me. You know what I mean? And like, you know, if somebody wants to apologize, that's one thing. But like, if you just let it rock and you just sit there and like keep talking shit and keep talking shit and keep talking shit,
we're gonna have a little bit of fun. All right.
But anyway, I digress. So I go back into his stream. You know, I apologize. I tell him, you know, do you want a first to 5? He goes, yeah.
Nah, that's
he
right,
picks Johnny Cage, I think. Mauls me, like 5-1, 5, you know, straight, something like that. Fucking mauls me. And I really haven't been able to beat him since. And like, I know, like, sitting here talking about that, you know, I was in those shoes once. I know I was an asshole. But you know, since then I've grown up. I have learned to accept people for, you know, their play styles. It's a fucking video game. I shouldn't tell you how to play the fucking video game unless, you know, you're doing it just to piss people off, which then that's just fucking cheap. That's low, and it's unnecessary, man. Like, you know, why fill your life with negativity? I hate that shit. You're probably saying like, oh, don't tell me how to fucking live my life. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You know, just because, you know, somebody doesn't do something that you want them to do or how you want them to do it or whatever, doesn't mean that, you know, you feel like you should be able to punish them. At the end of the day, it's a fucking video game. You know, my play style, you know, doesn't reflect who I am as a person. At least I don't think. You know, there might be some Freudian shit in there, who knows. But like, your interaction outside the video game does determine who you are as a person. Like, as you see right now, there's this Poppy dude, you know. He got me on the first round, you know, whatever. We get him stuck in the corner, you know, that dope-ass Hishki 10 pressure. Make sure we ain't gonna catch a fucking wake-up slide. He can't ice clone, he's stuck there. I love that shit. That's what makes me play this fucking variation. Not the zoning. The zoning is a fucking plus, trust me. But that fucking pressure. I love that shit. And like, you know, like, we're having a good battle. You know, I bring it back. I'm kicking ass. I'm feeling good about myself. And at the end, what does he do? He teabags. Because he didn't like the way I kicked his ass. Okay. So I message him. I call him the fuckboy. Because at this point, I'm mad. You know, you're going to sit there and you're going to disrespect me. You're going to, like, make me feel dumb as hell. I'm going to get mad. I'm going to react like a person. So I tell him, let's run another fucking, you know, let's run a couple matches. You know what he says? Fuck you. Not to those words. It was paraphrased a little bit. But basically, you know, you don't deserve it because of the way you play. And, you know, that Liu Kang earlier. Apparently, he didn't like the way I played. Even though he was literally doing the exact same thing I was doing. Like, he said, you know, shut the fuck up, you do the same thing over and over and over. If I'm not mistaken, he sat there at full screen the whole time, you know what I mean? So, like, nobody's a fucking saint. You have no right to judge anybody. And, you know, that even makes me sound hypocritical right now. But, you know, I'm trying to, you know, not ruin people's days and, you know, make you just have some enlightenment in your life or something. Make you do better, make you feel better. And, like, I don't know. Why do you feel the need to talk shit? Why do you feel the need to, you know, ruin somebody else's day or, you know, fun just because you feel like I slighted you? You know, you feel like, you know, you were disrespected by my playstyle or something. You're mad for some reason, and I don't know why. Just because I played how you don't want me to play. That's bullshit. So basically, just stop being an asshole, man. Play the game to have fun. Even if you lose, you lose. Just hold it and get better. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the matches. Catch you next time. And as always, stay godlike.